Welcome to She Said podcast.
Woo-woo. Just so we're fully aware, we are going to talk about books in this episode. So if you are a reader, spoiler alert, warning,
Although I'm sure most people have already read these books, just in case you have not, we will be discussing like the ACOTAR series, we'll be discussing Fourth Wing series, and we'll be discussing possibly the Den of Vipers or the Throne of Glass series. So that way you're aware. If you have not read those books or any of those books, then you may want to
watch this later.
Yes. Or listen to it
later.
Listen to it later. But I guess what we'll, start off with is all of these books have a spicy setting in some way, shape, or form. Everybody has their own level of spice that they like to have in their books.
Guess ours is just a little bit higher than most.
I mean, maybe not most, but maybe some. I'm sure it's also not that common that mother and daughter read the same books when they're not both adults, but we do have a lot of the same tastes in books and interest in books too, because I know that I've read some that you've recommended and you've read some that I've recommended, and so take these recommendations with a grain of salt or take it as like the holy grail. It's completely up to you.
But some of the books that we have both read are the ACOTAR series and Fourth Wing and Den of Vipers. I don't know if we've read any of the other ones that are the same.
No, I am still in the process of reading the Zodiac Academy. I think I'm on book 6. But I haven't finished that one yet. I know that we both read like the Twilight series, and I know that we've both read like now I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we've read.
I don't think we've read any other ones that are the same books.
Maybe some standalones, but maybe not series.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
but I know for the ACOTAR series, I'm on the last book, so I'm pretty much.
Are you on the last one or the next last one?
The last one.
So I really liked the ACOTAR series, although if we're comparing, Throne of Glass series is literally in my top 5. It is one of my most favorite series ever that I read. It has a great heroine character, female, and I would like to find more books that are similar writing style and storyline.
Yeah, and that one is on my to be read. I haven't read it yet, but I will read it.
You should. It's definitely like one of my favorites. And I think that it also would be great for anyone who's read Fourth Wing, although it has similarities, there's a lot of differences, but I would put them into the same category.
For
personally.
me, like the books that I've read, I think the Fourth Wing series is my favorite. So
the fact that we have to wait till 2027 for the next book, I think, is just kind of outrageous.
Yeah, I don't even know if she started writing it yet, because they said 2026 to 2027. But I know that the ACOTAR series is going to become a show, the Fourth Wing is going to become a show, and then another book series that I've read is the Twisted Love series or Twisted series. But I think the first book is going to become a show. I don't know if the whole series is, but that one's good.
Well, and one of them that's on my to be read list is, I think it's called Quicksilver.
Oh yeah, that one's on mine.
That's the second book is coming out, I think, in a couple of months, and I think they're also adapting that into either like a movie or a TV series.
Well, I know for ACOTAR, the author, she finished the draft for the 6th book.
Sarah J. Maas?
Yeah.
She's probably one of my favorite authors, although I did try to read the Crescent City series or the Crescent series, and I just couldn't get into that, but I tried to read it after I'd read both ACOTAR and Throne of Glass, and it just wasn't doing it for me. But there are lots of books out there. If you guys have recommendations for some spicy books or maybe some not so spicy books, you know.
We want the spice.
Yeah, we want the spice, but sometimes, book series that don't have a whole lot of spice in them, maybe just minimal, can also be good.
You can recommend that kind of her, but I want the spice.
I mean, there's just something to be say about spicy books.
They're
Uh,
just spicy.
people say that I have unrealistic expectations. No, I just know what I want.
Yeah. CEO, mafia, millionaire, billionaire with a B.
Billionaire with a B. Yeah.
But some of the books that I've read is the Beautiful Liar book, Ugly Love, Once You Are Mine duo. So there's two books in that one. And then If He Had Been With Me, there's another book with that one. So the first one's like the girl perspective, and the second one's like the boy perspective. And then the King of Sin series, the Twisted Love series, and then the ones that you read.
Yeah, I'm reading Zodiac Academy. I've read the Throne of Glass series. I mean, I've read hundreds of books, and if I literally listed them, then there just wouldn't be enough time for that. I also some spicier books, and if you want to play on fairy tales like Peter Pan and those kinds of things, is the Wicked Villain series. That, in my opinion, was really good. But unless you like spicy books, I do not recommend those because I would say they're like level 5. And not for the faint of heart.
Like Den of Vipers. That one was pretty.
I like Den of Vipers because it's a reverse harem. So I like that genre, and not everybody does. Not everybody can separate like the thought of reading multiple partners when that's not their belief system. But I like the reverse harems. I think it gives a whole nother aspect to the book and more depth, and allows the characters to really develop, and essentially learning everything that she wants or he wants or whatever through multiple people.
Yeah. Well, I think The Den of Vipers is the only book that I've read that's like that. And I like at first I was a little like iffy about it, but then like as I read, like it it made sense with the storyline and it
Yeah.
was good. But I don't know, it depends on like the kind of book and the storyline for me if I'm going to read a book like that.
Well, and that one's got a more of a like a dark mafia setting,
Yeah.
where you can also read reverse harems that are set if you like more sci-fi-ish stuff, like with werewolves and vampires and shifters, essentially, and those kinds of things. Instead of although I do really like the dark mafia setting, so I think that storyline was really good.
Well, I originally started like what got me into it was the dark romance, and then I started reading fantasy, dark fantasy, I guess that's what you would call it.
Yeah, yeah,
Something like that. But
yeah.
I started with Fourth Wing for that one. That was not really dark though. I mean,
No,
kind.
I
It has
wouldn't.
its moments, but it's not. I wouldn't label it as dark romance.
No, I wouldn't label that as dark romance. But I mean, there's so much that happens in that book. And obviously got like our favorite male characters and stuff from that book. Like Zayden, obviously, number one. I think an underrated character in that book, or doesn't get enough hype, is Liam.
Oh yeah, and Riddick. He's
Riddick.
funny.
He's funny, yeah, but Liam was loyal to his death.
Yeah.
And
A lot of people were sad when he died. I was sad, but like I seen people crying on TikTok. I didn't cry.
I didn't I didn't cry, but I was very sad when Liam died. But I was even, I think, more sad for Liam when his sister gets to the academy, and essentially is what it is, and just absolutely can't stand Violet.
Yeah, but she like grows on her
Yeah, she does, but
because she saves her.
I know, but it just like she treated her like the scum of the earth for a while, even though she tried everything she could.
She didn't understand like what happened though. Not until she started reading the letters.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. There's so much that happens in that book, and it's so twisted. And of course, there's all of these fan theories that are going on to figure out who the brother is, and
where the hell he went.
Yeah, where Zayden
Oh,
went,
and
and
then Sigel and Taryn, like what's going on with them,
yeah,
or Andarna,
yeah.
like is she
Or
back?
is her hair white?
I think it is.
What does her wedding ring look like?
I thought it was green. It had
Well,
a green
yeah, but
diamond.
I wanted a little bit more detail, but it gets lost. Now, I did hear a new fan theory today that says that Brennan is the brother.
But he was there.
He was,
But
but
no, because he has. They talked about how like there was people missing, and that was also like whoever the brother is was one of the people missing.
I don't think the brother was one of the people missing because he just turned, which means that he could easily hide it like Zayden did in the beginning. But it was an interesting theory because it talks about how Taryn can't see him, or that there was like a lot that went into it, and I wish I would have like wrote it down so I could have explained it more clearly. But like it was interesting, and that was always a thought. But I think that there are a lot of theories out there, and none of us are going to know until she writes the next damn book.
I think that Violet's hair is gonna be white. I think that she's gonna look for him. And what in the fourth book she should be in her third year, last year,
Yeah.
cause she was in her second
Yeah,
year.
she just finished her second year.
Yeah.
So,
But she's also the Duchess. No.
yeah, she is. But see, I think what's going to happen is it's going to come down. She's going to find Zayden, and she's going to turn and wipe the world. Like, I think she's going to lose
she's gonna
her
have
shit.
her villain era, and I
Yeah.
think she's gonna be a bad bitch. That's for sure. But I think that she's gonna have like the villain era, and then like something will happen. Somebody will
Be able
help
to,
and change them
yeah.
back. But I think that she's gonna go so far to help or find Zayden
Well,
or try and change him back.
I think that maybe she may turn too to get more control over her signet.
Yeah, well, they also briefly talked about her second signet at the end of her being what, a dream walker, something
Yeah,
like that.
which if is found out, she'd be killed.
Yes,
because
but that means that there's like she can go in other people's dreams, but I wonder how far it can go because Zayden's signet.
That's what I was thinking.
They were talking about how he can see intentions, but she'll be speaking to herself in her mind, and he knows exactly what she's like gonna say, or like no, he'll respond out loud while she's talking in her head, and not through the bond.
Right.
So I think that.
But I think that's how she's gonna find Zayden. I think she's gonna dream walk and she's gonna find his dream.
I think that he's gonna be himself in his dream.
Yeah, maybe.
And then that way, like, if she's like talking to him in his dream or however, like, I feel like he's gonna warn her to like, don't come find me. Like I did this for a reason.
He essentially did that already, where he wiped her memory for 12 hours.
I want in the fourth book, I want them to do a flashback of what happened in the 12 hours. Because Sigel and Zayden were talking about, oh, she'll agree, like, she'll do it for me or she'll do it for the people.
Here's the thing, is she'll write it to where we don't get the flashback until that defining moment, and then it's probably going to end on another cliffhanger because this is a 5-book series, and we're all just going to be left hanging
what
again.
What she needs to do is just write both books.
And then just delay the release of the next one.
Release both of them. What are you doing?
No, you can't release them both at the same time. No. But
a girl can hope.
Yeah. You know, but there's so much that happens in that book. I mean, but there's so much that happens in ACOTAR as well. You know, Court of Thorn and Roses, and Although I don't remember as much from that one because I read it years ago. But
Well, Taryn is not a nice person.
he's a dick.
Yeah, someone had to say it.
Yeah.
We don't like him. Rye, whew,
Whoo! And his violet eyes.
he can come over here.
He's in the top 5.
Yes, he's like number 2.
Number
Zayden's number 1. Rye's is number 2.
Oh man.
And yeah, we love them. Violet eyes, like that's what got me. And he has an accent too.
Yes.
I don't know what kind of accent, but he has an accent.
He has an accent. So, I mean, you need recommendations, go out and buy Fourth Wing. Go out and start the, A Court of Thorn and Roses series, or, one of my favorites, the Throne of Glass series. And get into your reading era. I mean, it's, school's back in session, brush up on those English skills. And, that way you can help your kids with their homework.
She doesn't help us with our homework.
That's not true. I did try to help you. I
That was
tried to
math.
help your brother
That was math.
with his homework. It's still
Well, how they're doing it's weird. But our to be read list is pretty much the same, like same series and books. Is we have the Powerless series and then Credence. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Haunting Adeline. Lights Out. Actually, I just got that book, so I'm gonna read that one probably before I read the last book for Akatar.
Oh, okay.
And then The Ritual, Cruel Prince series, The Blood King. Is that just like the one book? Okay. A Chill in the Flame, Beautiful Venom, Queens and Monster series, and the Fae and Alchemy series.
Oh, and the Quicksilver series.
Yeah. There's also more. Those are just
or
the
duo,
ones.
I guess. And then
Those are just the ones that like think of.
There's another one that I really liked. I think it's called Buttons and Lace. That one was really good. And it's a series. It's got multiples. And it's more like a enemies to lovers, dark romance mafia kind of stuff. It was really good.
I seen a TikTok and they're like, whenever the enemies to lovers is like mostly enemies like flirting the tension, and then like the last part of the book is like them like realizing that there's more to it.
Well, I think what gets me is when people say that it's enemy to the lovers, and one of them always has an interest in the other from the beginning, and I'm like, that's not real enemies to lovers. Like, when I started like the Zodiac Academy series, in the beginning of that book, I would say that would have been a more like enemies to lovers scenario.
Well, I guess with Fourth Wing, Zayden.
No, he was always there to protect her.
Yeah, but that was like a favor that he did.
Right, but he didn't hate her. He did it willingly.
For Akatar, that was his mate, so.
Yeah, like.
Well.
I don't know. I'll have to do some digging to find like a real enemies to lovers recommendation.
Den of Vipers. Because no, because I mean, obviously, if there's a hot female, like you're gonna have some kind of like physical interest, but like
maybe
if we're thinking love and like mental and all of that, at the end of the day, they all came to care about her.
Yeah, no, they definitely did.
But at first, like she hated them and
they wanted to murder her.
They wanted to get rid of her.
So, yeah, although she was real accurate with a baseball bat, so
She knew what she's doing.
She did. She was a baddie for sure. She gave him a good fight. But yeah, obviously, like there's lots of good books out there, and everyone has their own
cup of tea.
Yeah, like their own like genre that they prefer when it comes to reading, and whether you're regular spicy or you want extra spice with like a dash of sriracha.
That would be Den of Vipers. That one's got a lot of sriracha.
I mean, I don't think it's got a lot of sriracha in it.
Okay, but the blood, the 4 men, like compared to the other books that we're reading.
The other books that you have read.
Okay, but the ones that you've read too. Like
no, I mean
Fourth Wing's not like that. Court of Thorn Road, whatever's not like that.
The Throne of Glass series isn't like that either. But I've read books that are substantially spicier than.
Would you compare it to like 50 Shades of Grey?
I would say that it's more spicy than 50 Shades of Grey. But
I never read the book.
it also depends if have interest in like BDSM, then you're gonna look more for like a dark romance with those kinds of plays in there and those kinds of aspects. And but if you don't, then you're gonna look for a more like vanilla dark romance that's just basic you know things.
Just depends on what you like. It's
Yeah,
all very different.
everyone's got their own preference, and that's perfectly
But if
fine.
you're unsure, you should
Then
just
venture into the
read
smutty, spicy, uh,
galore.
spiral that we have brought to your attention, and come down the rabbit hole with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice rabbit hole.
It is a nice rabbit hole. But totally think it's worth it. I mean, we're all a little twisted on the inside, and we've all got a dark side. So entertain it.
Entertain it.
Entertain it.
Entertain it.
Yeah. So I mean, I would say that's our take on books. I mean, there's
Books.
so much. They're books.
They're books.
And like I am in the process of I want to eventually be like a library. So you have to hit 1,000 books for that. Well, I'm like 700 books in. So if you'd like to donate to the cause,
can see the books.
Oh yeah,
we're behind us.
Yeah, that's part of my library, and some of my books are like in my bedroom. Like I have the whole Harry Potter series because I love me some Harry Potter. I don't know if you can see the cabinet over there. If you get to see any clips of the video, but those are all my Harry Potter Legos. So I've got a vast amount of
options,
hobbies, interests, vices, whatever you want to call them. But we could get into those things another day. But yeah, no, I mean, eventually my goal is to have my own library with the ladder and all.
With the rolly ladder.
With the rolly ladder, like Beauty and the Beast. Yes, which if you want something really dark and spicy, there is a story in the Wicked Villain series that plays on Beauty and the Beast. So, maybe go give that a gander, a look, a peek.
Peek.
A peek. Give it a peek.
Just go read it.
Yeah, let me be a bad influence and a good influence all at the same time.
Yeah. But that's our
that's our
take.
Our topic for the day. So, thank you for joining us for another episode and supporting us in this process of getting everything started and being loyal fans and subscribers. And, we will be here again next week. Same place, same chaos, same drama.
Same everything.
Same everything. So join us again next week. And like I said, you got any suggestions on different topics you'd like covered, or things you'd like to hear about, send us a message. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, so you can pretty much find us anywhere at She Said Podcast.
That's it.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.